It is a an alien race where they're kind of the butt heads of the Star Trek universe, for lack of a better term.
You can say asshole. It's
okay,
fine.
all right.
So Heather, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So interesting show because I was not aware.
Yes.
You just told me that the reason this show is happening is why we even have output, singles, videos.
Exactly.
So you weren't planning on making this into performing touring band, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. We were initially just wanting it to be a studio project, and that that was always the plan. But then Jason has known Ty for many years, and I've known of Ty for a long time, and so they ended up figuring out like, hey, I have a project that is in the works. Can we play a Mad with Power? And Ty so kindly agreed to allow a band that didn't have any material out. It's like, okay, well, we need to get some material out so that people actually know who's playing. So yeah, it's this show that is the reason why we have material out.
I don't know what else you have planned, or you guys haven't shared too much just yet, but looking at the stage production, I have a hard time believing that all of that is going to go back into a suitcase in side room of a studio to never see the light of day. So I have a feeling that the build up to this show may have changed your plans a bit.
As of right now, not yet. So I'm not sure if this is something to be proud of or not, but our stage banners, I made them.
Okay.
Out of materials from like Walmart. Just like I cut up some bed sheets and used some spray paint, and that's how that happened. So I did it on as much of a budget as I could, with the intent of like, okay, it's for this show. I mean, I'm not going to throw them away,
right?
Just in case, because you never know. But for as of right now, the plans are just back to the studio.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think I know at least 1,500 people that would be very sad about that. Because let's be honest, which is not always the case for a festival. Now, kudos for Mad with Power to do a bunch of VIP experiences before the show starts. So the first band gets a decent crowd already, but the crowd was there and the crowd was really into it.
Yeah. And that was so cool. And it was pretty unexpected, honestly, because we only have 2 songs out, and I don't know how many people actually like Star Trek. So
we for people watching that are unfamiliar with you, we might want to clarify that of Romulus. Romulus, nothing to do with the founding of the city of Rome, but with a specific empire in the lore of Star Trek.
Exactly. Yes, it is an alien race where they're kind of the butt heads of the Star Trek universe, for lack of a better term.
You can say asshole. It's
okay,
fine.
All right. I mean, in much more recent Treks, they get a little nicer, but for the most part, they're just very grumpy most of the time. And I thought, oh well, that their makeup is the easiest, and they're grumpy and they show emotion. So okay, that's what we'll go for.
Several people today have told me what a crazy Star Trek fan you are.
I am.
The Star Trek universe is vast.
Yes.
So you've chosen a theme where you could probably keep, finding inspiration. At the same time, is there at all a voice in your head that says like, but what if I just want to ride a smoke on the water, if you will?
For sure.
What's that like for you as you're starting this journey? And I'm sure that you've got lots of ideas for songs. Is it a useful beacon to be creative, or is there some level of limitation when you choose a theme as specific as that?
That's a good question. Well, I've been really lucky in the past to have been in several amazing projects. like Helion Prime, Graveshadow. And I feel like I have already had the chance to write things that don't necessarily need to be to a specific theme or a theme that I want. Like there was a lot more freedom, as opposed to just writing about Star Trek. But going forward, if I were to want to write some other something that I didn't want to be limited by Star Trek, I'm very fortunate to have a lot of friends that are still doing music full time. And I mean, Jason, the rhythm guitarist who writes all the music, he has so many projects going on. He even has like his own solo thing going on. So, and I feel like anytime I was like, hey, I want to write a song about this, he'd be down. So, and I am fortunate to have a lot of friends that I'm sure would do the same.
As we said, the Star Trek universe is ridiculous, and it keeps growing.
Yes. It does.
I don't know how many people today are also diehard Star Trek fans. I'm sure there were plenty in a festival like Mad with Power, but people today didn't have to be a Trekkie to enjoy the show.
Oh, good.
Right?
Good. That was the goal.
we did find out that a Romulan ear does not withstand the power of Captain Kirk, because I think I saw one eventually find its way into the audience.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I feel so bad for Jason. So, not everybody has earlobes, like I do, and
I don't.
Okay, there you go. So the way that I got the ears to stay on my head was they were just rubber banded around my natural ears. And Jason doesn't have that, so I had to like Band-Aid them on. And
I was afraid you were gonna say staple.
No staples, luckily. I don't think he'd let me do that. But yeah, they work when we're shooting music videos, but not when he's headbanging on stage. And that's okay. We knew the risks when we went up there with him.
There you go. And I'm sure that this is now a prized possession in a fan's collection
I
at
hope
this point.
So. Yes.
I think a lot of people came to the show with like, what is this going to be? And then after a show, I mean, I grabbed you, we're talking hours after a show, and you were still busy at the merch table. The line was insane.
That is so cool. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful and very humbled.
So the obvious question then is, when can all those fans expect more than the 2 songs that are out?
Well, so our current plans are to release an album next year, a full-length album. We have a couple of ideas for the next music video. Which music video that will be, we're not sure yet, but I would say late this year, early next year, you can expect something more.
There we go. There you go. Heather, I promised you I would keep this sweet and short, or short and sweet.
Yes.
And there is a beer out of frame that you're dying to drink. There you go. Finally. So I'm gonna let you enjoy yourself a little bit.
Thank you.
I hope finally you can just like go, because I'm sure there's a bit of the need to do right now with you as well. For the remainder of the day, I know your bandmates are playing Magic the Gathering right now.
Yep.
What's on your agenda still?
My agenda is to honestly go hang out at the merch booth, to say hi to more people and give more hugs and signatures and photos, because that's why I'm here, and I'm happy to go do that. So,
there you go. Well, we heard her say that's why she's here, and you can't get those things in the studio, so expect to see this, guys.
Yes.
On stages more. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was lovely talking to you.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it, and subscribe to the channel.